Welcome to Texture Talks. Please, I hope you enjoy the episode, but before you do, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Don't mean to be that guy, but you doing that really helps me to create all of this. Love and blessings. Just before we go any further, guys, I wanted to give you a heads up. Some of the topics in this upcoming episode are sensitive and may be emotionally triggering for some viewers. So please proceed with caution, and I just hope you're able to enjoy the episode despite some of the more difficult conversations that we're about to have. Thank you so much. Ladies, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No, this is going to be, well, I was going to say this is going to be great, but I feel like it's going to be an emotional one because even though I've not had cancer myself, I've experienced it with, I think, 4 direct family members and then through friends. And in the Black community, it's just something that is just still taboo, weirdly.
Yeah.
Even in 2026. So before we get onto the diagnosis, because I just feel like once you have the diagnosis, everything seems to be about the diagnosis.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there was life that existed before. There were people 100%. That existed before the diagnosis.
Yeah.
So if I start with you, Leanne. Yes. Before the cancer journey, tell me in your own words, we take the diagnosis out, pop that to the side. Who are you?
Gosh.
Yeah.
It's so funny to say, who are you? Because it's like, who were you for me? And I think that was someone who was I was a dance teacher. I was a fun-loving party girl.
I know it well.
I was going to say, like you.
Yes, sister.
Yeah, love to travel, family girl, huge social life, and community connector. So there's still some similarities.
I was like, that stayed.
Yeah. That stays.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's who I was. Very, very blasé about illness and bad health for myself.
Yeah, you just think that you've got time.
Got time and, life's going to be a very long journey.
Long, happy life of travelling and partying in gin and tonic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feels you. Jack.
Hi.
Same to you. Take out the diagnosis.
Wow. Agree. It's a big question. Then I was very much a people pleaser on reflection.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, we're Libras, aren't we?
You know? Yeah.
Me too. Oh,
no way.
The Aquarian side.
And she's an Aquarian.
Am I? Should I go?
Oh, my God.
Should I leave?
No, but you're our soulmates as well. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about
Libras.
that.
Oh, my God. Yeah. No, wait. What's the date? 4th?
3rd. 6th.
Whoa. That's gross.
Insane.
That's
But
very
don't be worried if your
uncomfortable.
birthday's on these dates. Cancer may not affect you. Disclaimer.
So please don't panic. Yeah. Okay,
It's fine.
everyone relax.
And we're all here
Yeah.
by the grace of God.
Yes, you are. No, fabulous. So, people please is interesting. I don't know why. I did not expect you to say that.
Yeah, I was all things to all people, I think. I was the connector of my friendship group. I worked in events, so I was very much event girly, loved traveling. I've got my 2 sons, so I was orchestrating their beautiful boy life. And I was happy. Also, I thought, because even now I think it's a triggering question because what I felt then is a completely different experience to how I even perceive myself then.
Yeah.
True.
It's different. But then, as I knew it, it's just having fun.
Just having a good time.
Yeah, enjoying.
Beautiful Friday.
Hey, ladies, my Libra loves.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Talk to me about your experience. And for those who don't know, this is my incredible manager. But because
What
we
an
stay
honour.
working, I actually haven't delved into Fadi's background. So this is a joy for me to be all up in your
Such an
business.
honour.
Finally.
Right? It is
Finally.
actually my
Yeah.
first time publicly speaking
Yeah.
about it. So,
Big deal.
yeah.
It's such an honour to have you on here,
Thank
Fadi.
you.
This is a big
It's
deal.
It hasn't sunk in yet because you got to remember, mine was just 1.5 years ago. I haven't even finished my chemo a year ago. So I finished my chemo in August last year, 2025. So I'm still
We met
going through
while
it.
she was going through chemo. I had no idea.
Yeah, in June last year.
Yeah,
is when we
June.
met.
I had no
I was
idea.
still going through chemo, so it's still very new.
Yeah.
So who was I before it? I'm
Interesting
exactly
question.
the same person.
Yeah.
Just a lot more intentional about my decisions when around health.
Yeah.
And I'm an advocate for don't warm up anything in the
I
microwave.
was just thinking when we were in Lagos.
Yeah,
And
don't eat
she was
anything out
looking
of a
at me
black plastic.
doing nonsense and was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm really one of those. I need my grounding sheet. I need my 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I
I'm
love
only
it.
drinking mineralized water. Like, so it's one of those. Like, that's really it's an additional layer to who I've always been, which is now just making decisions because I'm better informed.
Yeah.
And that I'm a data junkie. I love to try things, and then
Yeah.
once I know that it's working, I'll stick to it. So it's just probably a bit of a segue, but who I am now is I'm a lot more skeptical about the food, drug, pharmaceutical, beauty industries, because it's almost like as if they have an agenda to kill us. And that's the main difference between who I used to be and who I am now, is just I'm a lot more wary about everything I consume, whether it's ingest or even mentally, where I put my energy, what I read, what I spend time on.
Even the ingredients in the products.
Yeah.
Body's hot on whatever's in
Ingredients,
that product.
whether it's for your skin, your hair, your food. If it's got maltodextrin, I'm not eating it. But if it's got, I'm quite picky in that sense. And then, I just don't drink as much a lot anymore.
Yeah.
So just like a healthier lifestyle. And that's really who I am now. Kind of a wellness obsessed, low-key wellness obsessed woman.
It's not low key.
Yeah.
It's not low-key.
Yeah, if you come to my house, I'm like pretty much vegan.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
in public, I'm pescatarian.
In public.
Yeah.
In public,
From
you know.
Satan pescatarian.
Because when you go to Nigeria on holiday, you can't.
Yeah, no, you
there's no such
can't.
thing as
No,
vegan.
no,
Yeah,
there's
so I'm
no
like,
such
I'll
thing.
eat my fish in public, but
Yeah.
at home, I try to just control everything as much as possible. I really understood just ingredients. I think that's the main thing. What is an endocrine disruptor? What phthalates do to us? And just the misdirection and misinformation that I never thought about once.
Never considered.
Until the diagnosis, especially because there's just a lot of correlation but not causation.
Yeah.
So then whilst you're in this remission period, this 5 years until I'm officially in remission, amen.
Amen.
But,
Hallelujah.
you're just constantly thinking, well, I need to avoid whatever I was doing before the diagnosis, and I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
So it's now just making sure that you're just being intentional
Yeah.
about everything that you consume. And I say consume because it's not just food, it's also what you watch.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't follow a lot of people on social. Majority of the people that I do follow are probably on mute.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, did you see that? No, I didn't I did not see any
Yeah.
Got
posts.
to protect your peace.
I
for
do.
real.
About the
I'm
mental
very
protection.
intentional about
Yeah.
what I watch. I'm always watching documentaries.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, and I find that I'm just a lot more at peace.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody here, I believe, is from different parts of the diaspora. Leanne?
Yes, very funny question. No, do you know what it is? It's because I avoid this question like the plague because it's crazy. So my dad is fully Nigerian, so I'm half Nigerian, and my mum is mixed race, so she's half white and half black, but she was also adopted. So we do not know where that black side is from.
Interesting.
Yes.
And then Jack.
My dad is Guyanese and my mum is Jamaican.
No, not the sound effects.
I'm Jamaican.
There we
If
go.
you didn't gather.
We understand.
And I'm pretty much the same as you. I'm three-quarters Nigerian. My dad's Nigerian. My mum's mixed race, half white, half Nigerian.
I think despite where you're from in the diaspora, the thing I found is when it comes to illness, mental health, Black people are not upfront and open. And even for me, I found that it was very uncomfortable when both my granddad, so my mum's parents, both got terminal cancer. And even when given diagnosis, even when given treatment plans, it just felt a little bit icy in the room. And then after you leave the hospital, ideally you just want to kind of keep that kind of chat to a minimum.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's got terminal cancer.
Yeah.
And then the kids are there and the parents are like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
I wonder for each of you, I'll start with Fadai. Did you experience that before the diagnosis? Because not everybody's experience is like that, where healthcare, illness, mental health was a little bit under the rug. And did it change when you had a cancer diagnosis?
Within the family, before I go into the medical, within the family, we've always been quite open about it, because my mum's dad, my granddad, died from lung cancer. So I didn't really know my granddad but I always thought, even though I'm quite intelligent, but for some reason you always think, oh, there's a correlation. If you smoke, then of course you're going to get lung cancer. If you get this. Now, 2025 was really hard for me in general, because I had multiple friends actually going through different stages of cancer, and I was everybody's support system before I found out that I had it. So I was going to all their own chemo sessions. So I kind of I saw what the private healthcare would look like, because one of my friends was going through private. Another friend of mine was NHS, so I was going with her. And then when it came around to mine, it was all just completely just freaky. Because I was just feeling tired, and my sister just said, hey, just go and get a blood test done. Got a blood test. On my 39th birthday, my GP, who happened to be a Nigerian man, called me, and he just said, oh, it's doctor. And I was like, oh, uncle? Like, it's my birthday. Maybe relatives from around the world are calling me. So I was like, uncle? Doctor? Which doctor? And I was like, oh, no, I'm your GP. And I was like, oh, right, doctor, yeah, okay. And he was like, I've got some interesting but not so great news. Your blood work is really, really bad. You should actually be in a coma. Your ferritin levels are so low. So first of all, you need to go and get some tablets. I'm going to prescribe that. And then secondly, I want to send you off for an endoscopy. So that's both up and down cameras. And I was like, sure, no problem. And I was like, oh, maybe it's hormones. I probably just need some pills. And then a week later, I did a colonoscopy, and that's where literally the journey started. But it all happened so quickly. So from the call on the 3rd of October, which was my birthday, colonoscopy on the 10th, by the 14th of November, 14th of November, I was in surgery.
In surgery?
I was in hospital for like 5 days.
How did your family respond?
Everyone was
everyone open?
Oh yeah. Okay. My mum and my sister pretty much moved into my house, and all of a sudden I'm like this feather that cannot drop on the floor.
Close the window.
And, like a bit of breeze, and they're like, no, protect her. Bless. But I think everyone just doubled down on faith.
I think your journey sounds like you had lots of support.
I was just going to ask Leanne,
because I tend to not really talk about my journey, because I think that's another thing. I think this year's going to be 10 years since I was diagnosed, just before my 30th birthday. Just before my 31st birthday, so I was 30. I think such a great example of a really amazing story where you were given support. I also went through quite a supportive journey, somewhat. But 10 years ago, when I think about before I started Black Women Rising and why I started it, I didn't start it because I wanted to. I started it because there was no support.
You needed it.
There was nothing. You know, you walk into a room, there wasn't people online talking about cancer. Well, actually there was one young black girl that was talking about it, but there's no one else. And families, and black families particularly, did not understand about the signs and symptoms of cancer. So one of the first things I heard from someone in my community, not my family, because my mum's had breast cancer before. But one of the first things I've heard was black people don't usually get cancer.
They said that out loud?
Yeah.
Very much so, because it wasn't.
I think that's a common notion then.
It just wasn't a thing. And so I think, you know, like, I love when people go through amazing journeys, but I think a lot about those that just never ever get support, and where they don't have support. And I think this is why one of the reasons why I started Black Women Rising is because there were just so many women I was seeing in that chemo ward on their own, you know, and then me and my mum would go up to them and be like, are you okay, and blah blah blah. And a lot of the stories were, my family do not know I'm here. This is still stories now. You know, I don't want anyone knowing that I've got this disease, you know. I don't want nobody knowing.
Why didn't you want anyone knowing?
Not me, but people. This is what people said.
It's like stigma.
Yeah, just stigma. Yeah, just the stigma.
Shame attached
completely
to it.
Shame and stigma attached. But
It's
most
like
of
that
all,
lack of
you don't
education.
see. I think now is different because
Yeah.
a lot of work has been done in the last how many years for this work to happen.
Thanks.
By the
Well,
way,
the
by
charity,
the way,
the charity,
you
and
and the
people.
squadrons. Thank you.
But you know, we just didn't see women. I remember being diagnosed and looking around the waiting room. Do you know what I mean? They left me till last, and the first thing they said was, "You're the youngest woman on our rota for breast cancer at the time." And you're given these leaflets. It's women that don't look like you.
Yeah.
You know, it's people that are not the same race as you.
Yeah.
And you're going into support groups, which I did, that was attached to my hospital. And you go in this room, and there's like 30, 40 women in there, and you're the only woman of colour, and you're the youngest person in the room.
The age thing is a madness as well. I remember
huge.
my mum had a really severe migraine, and it was so bad that she couldn't really function, couldn't really see. It was like weighing down on her, and she thought in her head maybe it's like a tumour or something like that. And at the time, it was in the early 90s, and the nurse said, "Oh, you're too young for cancer."
100%.
That was the genuine like advice from the nurse, where she said, "Oh, it couldn't be."
Exactly.
So times have obviously changed quite dramatically.
And if you had chemo, which my mum did, so my mum's had breast cancer twice. So the first time she had it, she was also young. She was 36. So this was in the 90s.
Yes.
I was 8 years old, and when she was given chemo, obviously we were too young to know, but that was a death sentence. It's like you're not going to survive outside of chemo. You know, chemo was so harsh
on the body.
and the body and everything. It's completely changed now. You know, science has evolved. The drugs, the medicine, that world has evolved so much. But unfortunately, we as a community have not caught up with all of that. So we still see cancer as death.
Yeah.
We still, you know, believe that the drugs are going to kill us.
Yeah.
So we go, no, we're not going to do that. We'll rather do this or do that. So, you know, this is why the charity is really here, because it's just so much re-education to do.
It's a cultural re-education as well, though.
Completely.
And that's the problem. I think it has to be the right messenger.
Yeah.
I know my people.
Yeah. True.
It has to be the right messenger.
Very
and there's
true.
times even on socials where I see it and I'm like, right message, wrong messenger.
Yeah.
For us anyway.
Yeah.
For our community.
Oh God, yeah.
And as much as you can fight and say, but this is science, who's giving the science?
So true.
Because we've been lied to a lot.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Haven't we just?
Talk to me. How
So true.
did you feel from a community standpoint? Did you feel like it was safe? It was comfortable to talk about your cancer?
I mean, within the community, I didn't necessarily feel safe. But within my home, with my family, we've all had complex medical history.
Really?
And not all of us, but enough of us were vocal about that experience
Yeah.
and truthful and honest. So I don't want to go through the whole kind of thing, but we've always been very true and honest about symptoms, side effects,
Wonderful.
as kind of like, just look out for this. If you've got a cough that's lasting, like the
That could save your life, though,
of
you know.
symptoms, to have a family that's going to say, no, you had that cough last week, girl.
My mum's like that.
You need to,
Or
let's put
that
a pin
sounds
in
like
that.
it's a little extra chesty.
Let's put a pin in that. Or
I
that
love
rash,
that.
like what is that?
But that's
on your-
life-saving.
It is.
Life changing.
It is.
Because it could be something.
I think my
Yeah.
sister low-key saved my life because
Oh,
she's
yes.
a director of public health. She was the one that asked me to go and get my
There you
blood
go.
work done because I was meant to have gone to Nigeria for about another 4 months because I normally spend a lot of time between
Yeah.
Lagos and so it was my Q4 time to go to Lagos, be there for about 4 months, and I don't know what I would have done because I would never have gotten checked up in Nigeria.
We really can
And I was already
save each
staying
We can
other's
save
lives.
each other.
Yeah, we
Black
can.
people.
We can.
Like, that's
Save
how
each other.
serious
Yeah.
it is
But
if you're
it's
in the
those
house.
stories.
And I think it's also, there is a fear and a discomfort, I understand as well, because
Yeah.
we love very hard.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to even consider
Yeah. Fear.
your
So
daughter,
true.
your mum, your sister might not be well.
Yeah.
And it might be serious.
Yeah.
But it's speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with the big C, it's speed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
isn't it?
You
Yeah.
catch the thing quick.
That's literally all it is. It's cells that are just multiplying way faster than they should. And everybody, believe it or not, has those cells within them. We also have, if your immune system's strong enough, you also have the immunity to fight the fast reproductive cells. But some of them just run rampant and if your lifestyle is sedentary, you're not eating the right foods that could help heal or boost your immunity, then it can just be like a rogue cell that just starts multiplying and that's it.
And that's it.
It does not care about your race. It does
Nope.
not care about your bank account. It does not care about your class. It does not care about
Your
anything.
denomination.
Exactly.
It don't matter. Like,
It does
your
not
lifestyle
exclude.
or
No,
if
it
your
doesn't.
genetics, and it's mainly lifestyle more than genetics,
Yeah.
especially with colon, which is the only one I can speak to. And you're not even meant to get a colonoscopy in the UK, I think, until you're like 50.
Is it?
Yeah, that's when they give you like, I think, a checkup when you're 50. But it's the second fastest growing cancer in people under the age of 40.
Yeah.
So the math isn't nothing.
No.
So,
Doesn't make any
and
logical
then
sense.
why is it also growing at such a fast rate? If you then have to go
questions.
back to what we're consuming, what we're ingesting, what we're exposed to. And that's where I think we really need to...
Yeah, I get it.
That's where people are missing.
Yeah.
It is. And I think from our standpoint as a charity and the positions that we hold, what's really, really important is we are not allowed on any circumstance to navigate the reasons why people get cancer.
Yeah.
We're not allowed because it's such a grey area.
Yeah.
Like I can sit here and say, like for me personally, I believe that there are some things that probably, attributed to it, you know, lifestyle wise, mentally wise, and all the things, plus my genetic disposition with my mum.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think what I've seen in Black Women Rising is so many women come through the doors, and I think we all can say this, right? Because I can see how much research you've done, Fadi.
Yeah.
You've done hell of a research.
Yeah.
But that also scares me because I never want you to think in somehow you have caused your cancer. And I think that's the thing, is that so many women come through the doors and they go, I have lived such a healthy life. I've been fit. I've done all the things right. What has caused my cancer?
Why?
And the truth was, we just don't know. Because there are so many multiplying factors. And I think what it is to what we say to people is we just don't know why.
Yeah.
But what you can do from here is a really great opportunity to change some things that you want.
Yeah.
So for some women who have already got the diet, the exercise, and all
the
those things down
ticked
to the
off,
T,
yeah.
what else could you change? And a lot of them turn around and go, do you know what? For the first time in my life, I'm going to get some mental health support because I've
love
never got
that.
it. For the first time in my life, we get some people come through the doors and say, do you know what? I'm going to focus a little bit on not drinking. I want to do the sober life.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I'm going to give up smoking. You know, I used to be an on and off cigarette smoker.
Oh, I was a
did. You know,
chain
whilst I was
smoker,
dancing and
it was
doing all the
scary.
things, I was smoking,
Yeah.
I'd party, drink,
Yep,
whatever.
same.
But I know what that feeling of blame done to me. So many people were very quick in the Black community
can
to say,
imagine.
it's your smoking,
Yeah.
it's your drinking,
We see
it's
you
you're
out.
too stressed. I've run a business since I was 15 years old. One person said, I always told you that was going to make you ill one day. What? Yeah, my friend's dad, that's what he said. He said, I always told you that was going to make you ill one day. And it made me feel such a sense of blame.
Yeah.
We just don't know what. But it's very important that we stay informed about all the different things that, you know, you see it all online now. Reputable sites, by the way. The reputable scientific sites, not the TikTok doxers and the, you know, people who don't know what they're bloody talking about or call themselves specialists.
The coaches.
Because I could never give people... I'm not allowed to give people advice, you know, and we get it all the time in our inbox. Can you tell me what this to do and whatever?
Yeah.
What products do I use for my hair, my skin? We're not allowed to give it.
No.
Because... you know, we don't, you know, we could get into trouble for that. But it is very important to take all these things as a holistic approach, all the different elements that you can, and go online, do your research from the reputable places, look into all of that, because it's a really great opportunity for you to, you know, I don't know, start afresh with all of that.
I agree. I remember when my auntie got breast cancer, and there was this like very dark joke, if you will, where it's like she doesn't even bank online. Like, no drinking, nothing. Clean, cautious living.
Can I ask stress levels, though? And I think it plays a part on the mental health aspect.
Do you feel attacked as well? Triggered! You feel personally attacked?
I realised that before my diagnosis, 4 to 5 years before my diagnosis, the business that I was running, obviously I'm a serial entrepreneur, the business that I was running at the time was single-handedly the most stressful business I've ever.
There you are.
And I'm such an overachiever, I was fighting through. I'm that girl I'm really annoying. I never get like menstrual cramps. Don't get headaches.
It's true, it's really
Don't get any
irritating.
symptoms.
It's so irritating.
Nothing.
Right?
Ever. For that 4-year period, I suffered from migraine to the point where they were diagnosed me with chronic anxiety. And I said, I'm not taking the pills. I'm going to TD Jakes and Jesus the Son.
TD Jakes.
Family group chats. Prayer, fire, everybody. Yeah, and I was like, listen, guys, we've got to start fasting. I went to see my chiropractor so he could relieve some pressure from my neck. And that physically helped the migraine level.
a lot that I've noticed in terms of like the running thread that I think will resonate is when something happens and you get a jump scare,
Yeah.
you almost start living the life you probably should have really been living anyway.
From the start.
From the start.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas
For
I
you.
mean, I shouldn't have been drinking that much.
Yeah.
Truthfully. And I shouldn't have been smoking.
Why was I drinking that much?
Exactly. And I should have really not been having like 3 kebabs on a week because I was... So then really, I think it's almost curating the life that you would want to have and you deserve that really looks after you before you're forced.
Yes.
And then the hope is then that will reduce your chances, but we just don't know. Jack, give me one thing you wish someone had said to you right at the early days that they didn't.
Do you know, I think about this often, and I would love to have a one-word, kind of one-sentence answer, but I don't have anything. I was in my own prison of grief, and there is nothing when you don't know if you're going to live, what your future looks like, you're questioning friendships, relationships, employees, employers, your whole fragment of your life that you're hanging on to is changed. What could you say to someone? You know, and I think the one thing I would say is to just sit with someone. Because we always think we need to say something.
Oh, quite in silence.
You know, just in silence.
Yeah,
just,
I love
I'm
that.
Here.
It's so
Has to be with the right person.
Yeah.
But you know those times where you've gone to someone's house and you're not speaking and you're both doing your own things, but then someone gets up and it's like, where are you going? Are you leaving? Yeah. Don't leave. Like, I think maybe you need
Just
someone
in
like that.
sense,
I
yeah,
agree.
just sit and don't feel like you need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You don't need to give me a pearl of wisdom because we're in the trenches. Babe.
Literally, I know you're talking about someone's answer.
There's carnage all
need
around
that
us. What are we
wisdom
doing?
today.
Let's just sit
Yeah.
and just hang on and just
I know
be
exactly
in the
what you mean.
moment and breathe through it and
I imagine
accept it.
something that must be frustrating for you ladies is being in this space with people that want to give advice that don't know what they're talking about. Must be quite frustrating.
I mean, I think you're going to get that regardless of the topic, regardless what's happening in life. And I think cancer for me has been such a beautiful way of me navigating that I don't care. Externally, I don't care.
I love that.
I can't swear.
I love that.
But I have a bag of F's and I don't have any to give.
Yeah.
That's it. That's where I'm at. I don't have any to give.
I'm sorry, they're my bag. It's mine.
I'm working with this, and this is
so
all I
good.
have.
When I was much younger, but as an adult now, I was never really a people pleaser. I've always been quite certain in what I want, and I'm always ready to take risks. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm going to analyze why it didn't work, what did work, and I'm going to move on.
Love that.
That's literally how I operate. So I'm always like, I'm going to have 3 options of what to do, and I'm going to try this one first because it seems logical. And
Wait. You can make a decision.
very fast.
For you.
No, it's so exciting working with her for that reason.
That's literally. I'm like, yes.
I'll be there like.
Let's do that. Let's not do that.
I didn't
Can I
get that
cancel
part
the
of the
meeting?
meeting.
So I
need to mull.
I didn't get well, first of all, the people pleasing, but I didn't get a lot of people soliciting
That's really good.
Good.
Yeah,
Any
that's
advice.
really
That must have been
good.
very irritating.
because I'm already very protected within like who my friendship circle is and my
yeah.
family.
Yeah.
I physically live 5 minutes from my family.
Right.
Okay,
So
perfect.
people don't really have access to me. I'm visible, but I'm not that accessible.
accessible. I love that.
So you had the right boundaries in place.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then what I did do was, especially once I learned about cortisol, and I thought, okay, I've got 3 different businesses that I'm juggling. And Nigerians generally we're quite stressful, especially when you work with Nigerians and they're your clients. So there was this. I'm blessed enough that I've got the autonomy to decide who I want to work with and who I don't. And that was one of the key decisions that I made, was just whether you're a talent that I'm going to manage or whether you are a client that I'm providing some strategy and some consultation for. The moment you're going to stress me, it's a no.
To cut you out.
So there's so many people, they're like, oh, I want you to manage me. And I'm just like, your lifestyle just looks a bit chaotic for me.
like that.
I'm not going to be able
I
to
love
give
that,
you my
Fede.
energy and my...
I
You're
just
not
love
going to
that.
bring me peace, and I'm not doing it.
I love that.
I can
it's
afford to
very-
make me sick, no matter how much is on the table.
Yeah.
And I can,
that,
as
so
somebody that spends a large amount of time interacting with 100% right.
Yeah.
like she
It's a
has
blueprint.
this like moat.
We're taking this forward.
And you will drown in the moat, and she will not drag you out.
There's no lifeguards.
I'm like, you I'll pray for you.
I can't get my toes wet today.
No, but
So
I
I just
love
did my
that.
petty. Can't get my toes wet.
I just love that.
I'll throw you a life jacket.
Yeah, I'll throw you a life jacket, but you need to get up on that
Yeah.
side.
I'm nice. My doctor said don't go in the water, so I'm not going.
Okay.
Good luck.
Leanne.
No, I actually really love that and I admire that. Yeah.
I want
Thank
to.
you. Thank you.
I want to talk about you. You. Because when I first met you, I didn't know about your mum's story. I knew about your story. So then to find out that you got cancer at 30, just that was a big fear of mine around that age because I had this weird fear that I would be the 1%. I've always had this weird fear that I would be, because I just don't see it. And for some reason, I thought to myself, oh God, what if? Because I've seen a lot of cancer, but I hadn't seen it in young people, but I knew it could happen.
Yeah.
So when I heard about you, I think immediately like my spirit latched onto you a little bit because I was like, she's made me, it makes me emotional. You've made me realise that if it happened tomorrow, I'd be all right. Oh. And I always used it was my biggest fear, is getting cancer young. Oh. So.
Don't stop.
I told you, I thought it was going to be one of you. So when I heard about your mum, I thought to myself, okay, God's strongest warrior over here. Because how, especially as I can see you would have been one of those mature children.
Yes.
That stayed in the room when the adults were talking. I can tell. You did get sent out. Yeah. So, I didn't either.
You're actually funny, you know.
No, I didn't either. I got left in the room. And I can see it when someone else also did. But then how does that work? Because I've then been in a situation where I've seen my mum need support and you have to role reverse. And that's still your rock though. But now actually, I need to look after you. How do you navigate that and then navigate your own cancer journey? Because I can't fathom.
Do you know what? I feel like you just do what you have to do. Yeah. I've been through a lot of things in my life, you know, and cancer was just one of those extra things, you know. I've navigated a lot of trauma. So I'm very trauma informed. So I think that's why I'm probably the best person to run Black River Rising as well, because I just understand people. I understand, you know, what it takes to look after people. I understand people's different nuances. And I knew I was living with my mum at the time. I have 7. There's 7 of us. Mum's got 7 children. 7. So yes, and so I'm middle child, of course. And you know, it was just natural for me to have gone to the meetings or the hospital appointments. You know, get her through her diagnosis for the second time. Be the one to tell all my other brothers and sisters.
You told everyone?
Yeah, I was the one who had to tell everybody and just navigate that. And then 6 months later, holidaying in Ibiza, and I found my own lump, you know, and I ignored it, you know, and I was dismissed, you know, and then diagnosed, you know, just before my 31st birthday, in a really inappropriate way, by the way, as well, because I was told after my scan that I was diagnosed, not at a results appointment.
Wait, the scan happened?
But they're not allowed to do that, are they?
No, they're not. But she handed me a leaflet saying, you have breast cancer. And then tried to withdraw it. And I told her that I hadn't been told that.
Yeah.
So I had
without doing a biopsy or anything?
No, with the biopsy and stuff done. But she tried to tell me this on the
that's
day
not
of the
her.
That's
biopsy
supposed to
and
be
everything.
a whole separate appointment,
Exactly,
curated
separate appointment.
with sensitivity taken into account. And she
exactly.
said, leaflet for you. Mad thing, then tried to take the leaflet back.
And then you have to wait until the appointment.
And now
Then you have to wait till the
But
appointment
you know what the
of something
appointment's
you
about
already
now.
know. Yeah, but it's crazy what happens in between that time of the
But this
appointment
is
and
why
that. Yeah.
Black Women Rising is so important, because honestly, I think in the communities within our community, we need people to fight for us.
Yeah.
We need protectors. For Afro hair, for Black women, I've decided to represent as tribute.
Yeah.
And I look over and I see you over there and I'm like, keep fighting the good fight, because I just feel like if there isn't one of us doing this, we will be treated poorly. And it's 2026, and sadly, that's not something I can confidently say won't happen.
No. And it's weird because Candice Brathwaite, who is an amazing patron of ours, you know, and just love her, she always stands up and she goes, look, I haven't had cancer yet, but it's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah.
She always says that. And it always gives me goosebumps when she says it. But what she's basically saying in a nutshell is she understands the research, she listens to us, and she hears that so many younger black women are being diagnosed with cancers than ever before.
Yeah.
This is not just in the UK, it's across the globe. You know, I've done work in West Africa. You know, I have people in the States that I work with listening to all the research and everything else like that. It's happening.
Yeah.
We have to be aware.
We need to
you
be,
know, some
alert.
cancers, as Fade said, are growing faster than others. We are disproportionately affected right now in this moment by breast cancer. And the worst type of breast cancer, and it's called triple negative. Why? We do not know yet scientifically why, but we are being disproportionately affected by triple negative breast cancer, which is a treatable breast cancer. It isn't curable.
Right.
And so that's a lot of the women in Black Women Rising. Those are the women that are coming through the doors who have been, you know, diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. So for me, everything is about supporting them in their understanding, signposting people to organisations. We're very small.
Yeah.
And completely
You guys feel
underfunded.
huge.
But so mighty.
No, honestly,
So mighty.
You feel large.
My sister was just, as soon as
Yeah.
I got diagnosed, she was like, have you heard of Leanne Pero? Have you heard of She's like, you need to, that's how I heard of you. She's like, you need to follow her. You need to. I was like, all right,
Yeah, man. Yeah, it feels, the
It's
movement
very
is
impactful.
large.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
important, yeah. And what I love about Black Women Rising, it grew. It wasn't fun to set up an organisation
No,
like that.
honestly, I can't imagine
and
it
we
was.
got,
It's
very hard.
you
Yeah, it's
know how
difficult.
hard it was in the beginning. You know, I was severely trolled and attacked on national television multiple times if I went on the telly talking about, you know, the women coming through our doors and things like that. It was, you know, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. The attacks, I used to get the worst names called in my inbox.
Racist.
Racists, by talking about our stories and why Black Women Rising need to exist. I'd go to conferences and people would be like, I remember a black woman in Southampton standing up and goes, if you're trying to be inclusive of your organisation, why have you called it Black Women Rising? Don't you think that's being...
A black woman said that.
Yeah. And like, this is what I mean. You know, that amount of times people task us to change the name and do all of the things, and it is such an important, not just because I run it, but such an important movement and organisation.
Do anyone sat at home thinking that? Anyone saying, well, isn't it divisive? Isn't the name divisive? Why don't you change the name? What would you say to them?
Can I say it? No, do you know what? I just don't feel like we need to explain ourselves anymore. I don't. I don't explain myself anymore because I just
love
don't.
this.
I say no to most things. I don't do. I do podcasts of people I love
Today.
I think I don't need to speak much about Black Women Rising anymore because the women themselves speak for us.
Amen.
And those incredible success stories of the like 900 and odd members that we have through the doors, they're the ones now, like Jackie and stuff, that go on to say this organisation's changed my life. And it's not just me, by the way. There's a massive village behind the charity that now will be here and will be here even if I go, you know. It's set up
forever.
now as a organisation that is here to survive the long haul.
Yeah.
And it has to.
And it has to, because
There's
there's
no
too many
alternative.
people benefiting from it. And also,
We need
there's
it.
still no alternative,
What is it?
unfortunately.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to fight the good fight, you know, we need, but we do need to support.
That's the thing.
We need that allyship.
We need money as
Yeah.
well. We
Yeah.
need cash.
Yeah.
And I think as black people as well, I don't know, I've grown up in an environment where you feel a little bit uncomfortable asking for money, asking for help. But these things only run if they're funded and invested in.
100%. You know, and we're still so underfunded because that's how marginalised charities and grassroots community groups here thrive, you know. I mean, don't thrive. I will say as well, what's really hard for me is that as a charity, it's very important that we lean into our communities to fundraise. So you see lots of other charities put on galas, luncheons,
Yeah,
treks,
I've seen, and they look
all that, and they
fancy.
look great, and they
Yeah.
go, and then they turn around and go, "Oh, we didn't hit our target." And I was like, "What's your target? How much did you raise?"
Here we
"Oh,
go.
we only raised 100 grand." And I'm like, "Mate,
What?
you know, our last gala didn't even raise. I was 20 grand in the red." from that gala.
But it was an amazing event.
It was an amazing
Yeah,
event.
but you've created it to fundraise.
It's
a
for fundraising purpose,
activity.
so it's not even about having a good time. It's about we're doing it to raise money. And so it's these things. But unfortunately, within our community, people do not want to purchase a table or a ticket. They don't want to invest. It's not like people don't have.
But it depends on the event. Because I know a lot of you be purchasing tables for the club.
Oh, wow.
All right? I've seen you at the table. Don't do that. I've seen you at the table with your loafers. I know you got money, okay? And it's about where you're putting the money. All right? Stop truth.
No, Paige, don't make me
I've seen the tables you're
even
at.
when you just went at the club, in my head I just thought it's been such a long time. I can't even
You were like,
today.
how do we do that? How does that work?
Oh my God, yeah, you're right there.
I want to just do one more question around the table.
Yeah.
Because we are running up close to time.
Yeah.
For a woman sat down that has maybe discovered a lump today, what are you saying to her?
Get it checked. The speed at which you get it checked is going to either relieve you of any worries or it's going to save your life. That's it. So if you have cancer, getting it checked and dealt with quickly is the easiest thing to do. It has to happen. Yeah. We can't hide. We can't know our bodies tick, find something and then go ghost. We owe it to ourselves to advocate because it's just one of the hurdles. Finding the lump, finding the issue is one step.
Yeah.
You now need to convince your doctor. First, you need to get into your GP, but then you need to convince them compellingly that I need further checks, I need a scan, I need blood tests. And we see it as, these things should just happen. It doesn't. Yeah. You have to advocate. To this day, I'm still advocating for myself and I'm learning. That's why Black Women Rising, I love them so much because it's not just the social, the community element, it's the information element. It's the, you can ask for a second opinion element. It's the
understanding of the
2
system.
weeks. You need to call them
Because we
and
don't know what we can and can't do. I completely agree.
It's that nuance because the medical field is a different world.
Yeah. And
if you are not familiar with the language, the time kind of zones that they have of how quickly you need to be seen. And for me, I didn't want to be that angry Black woman that was phoning and saying, I've spoken to this person, but I have.
But sometimes you must be.
Yeah,
you must be. Fade, what advice would you give?
Don't even wait until you have a lump. You need to be on top of your health, full stop. Get your blood work done because a lot of and you also need to find out what immunity levels you have. So your T cells and all of that. So the moment you'd get a blood work done and something is off, then you can go to your GP and say, this has been my base level and all of a sudden something's going on. I'd like to investigate further because mine was literally my blood work. My ferritin levels were so low and that's what triggered all of this. Yeah. So a lot of people might not get any symptoms because obviously if you've got different types of cancers, the triple negative, I had lost one of my best friends last year from that. But then on the other hand, I've got 2 other girlfriends who both have breast cancer and they're both thriving now and they got checked really quickly. One of them, and it's happened quite a lot, where you'll get checked, especially in West Africa, and they'll tell you it's benign. And then they'll get a second opinion. Really? They'll come to the UK or go to America and happen to get a second opinion. And then they'll tell you it's like stage 3, stage 4. Yeah, that's what happened to a few of my friends. 3 of my friends that's happened to in the last 2 years.
I always say if you've got a benign, get it removed. Yeah. Even if it's benign, get it removed.
Get a lumpectomy at the very least.
But it's these conversations that bring that to the forefront.
Yeah, because now someone at home might be like, you know what? The benign that I got last year, let me go back.
Let me tell you, my doctors are sick of me because after my colon cancer, I'm very prone to ingrown hairs. Yeah. Best believe I got a little ingrown hair there. I was like, I want an ultrasound, I want a mammogram, and they were like, no, you've been happy. I said, I want it. So they gave me an ultrasound. They were like, it's just as we expected. It's an ingrown hair.
I'd rather.
And then, of course, it went. Yeah. That was a year ago. 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, same thing. I've got another ingrown hair.
What about scan?
I need another scan. I've got another, like, it's an ingrown hair. I don't care.
But I love that, though.
So if I get an ingrown hair on my toe, I'm going to get it checked. Okay? Any lump, I'm going to get it checked.
And it's how it affects you as well, because if you find a lump or you know something's wrong or you feel really tired, it is affecting you, whether you want to say it or not. it's going to weigh you down. It's going to
Agreed.
make you feel mentally, physically not yourself. So let's just move
let's
past
just
the discomfort.
Go
to
and get it checked out,
reassurance.
because the reality is if you don't.
I think the hardest part for me was between the biopsy result, waiting for the biopsy, MRI, and PET scan results. There's like a 3-week period where you don't know what's happening, and you're like, "Am I in stage 1 and I can die, or am I in stage 4 and I've got weeks to live? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Has it spread? Has it So that 3-week period, woo.
Can I just thank you, because you haven't talked about this publicly, and I honestly, I didn't ask because I just didn't want to
go there.
Oh, it's fine.
But when you said you would,
the other reason that I
so
specifically wanted to is I think the most popular question that I get was, "What about your hair? Did you lose your hair?"
yeah. Yes.
Everybody asks me that, and I'm like, that was not my cancer treatment. Every cancer treatment is
so
different.
different.
I
Yeah.
lost my hair.
I didn't. Mine shed
same.
a little bit, but nothing noticeable.
Yeah. And so many women now with treatment, they're not losing their hair.
Yeah.
Because, you
Is
know,
it
even
preventable?
You can use the cold cap on some of the treatments. And so now there's ways that black women can save their hair underneath the cold cap, because there's different, solutions that they can put on their hair and stuff. I lost my hair straight away, with the cold cap, but there was not that education. Now there's education. We've been working with the cold cap organizations. So it's called Paxman. And we know them. We know the founders. We've been working with them and talking to them about black women and how they, preserve their hair underneath the cap. And so there's a whole heap of stuff happening behind the scenes.
You have the same
It's amazing.
breast cancer and completely different treatments. So one of my friends, she never had intravenous chemo. She always had just the pills.
Yeah, just the
And
pills,
she went from stage 3, and as of November last year, she's now on stage 0. No detection of disease.
Exactly.
Yeah, but she still got a mastectomy.
Yeah.
She still did radiotherapy, and she's still
you
on the
have
pills.
to
But she never
everything.
actually got the intravenous
is the
chemotherapy,
thing.
and she never
Everything's
lost her
different.
hair.
Every
So that's breast
diagnosis is
cancer.
different. Every person is different. I had blood cancer. I wasn't allowed to cold cap.
No,
you just
exactly.
have to accept what you're going to go through, and you can't compare it to someone else's journey.
No.
It's all so
Everyone's
unique.
is different.
Leanne, for you, you say you lost your hair straight away?
Yeah, I lost it in the first chemo. Yeah.
What do you think that did to you, personally, losing your hair?
I think for me, I always tell everybody I didn't feel like a woman. I lost my hair. I put on 2 stone overnight, and obviously I was a dance teacher and whatever. Always been curvy girl, but image was a big thing, because I was also teaching fitness classes and things like that. And put on 2 stone overnight. Had nice long hair, dropped out, lost my eyebrow. Well, I think when I saw my eyebrows and eyelashes go, that one was the worst for me, because But I just didn't feel. And obviously my period stopped. I didn't save my eggs either, because I just was so traumatized.
So many things going on.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like a woman. I think that's the thing that cancer did to me, was really took away my sense of womanhood in the physical sense.
Talking to someone that maybe has lost their hair now, what would you say to them, a black woman who's going through that now?
It will all come back, and it will come back in all of its glory. I always say to everybody, this is a beautiful time to experiment with wigs, or actually just going with the bald head. I didn't go with the bald head. I actually experimented with wigs, and as a result, I have the same relationship with my hair that I did before, and I actually don't have the same relationship with my body and my sense of womanhood in that way either.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful time, I think, to dig deep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I really did that, and as a result, my life is completely different to what I had before. And actually, it's so much better.
Better. I know you're going to say it's better.
So much better.
Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate all 3 of you.
Thanks for inviting us to be on.
Before we end, last one for you again. Let people know what you've got going on with Black Women Rising, how they can find you, and if they want to come and learn more about the charity, where they can do that, because you're out here saving lives.
And how they can support.
Yes.
Let me not see you out. Let
And
me
to
not
come
see
and
you
say
out
hi.
again without.
Yeah.
If I see people say they want to support and I see you at the club again, you're not going to like it, okay? You won't like
see
it.
you in the club.
If I see you in the club again.
Well, you can find us at Black Women Rising UK, and that is across all socials, mainly Instagram, LinkedIn, and our website, blackwomenrisinguk.org. How people can support. Listen, we have so many people at the moment, which is really good. Fundraising for us, doing all sorts. Bake sales, running. People are doing hiking. We just had someone that just hiked across Scotland for us, raising money. But one of the big things that I'm asking everyone to do, if they really want to support, help us reach our target in September of 50k. We want to raise £50,000 by coming to our incredible fundraising gala. It is going to be our biggest event yet.
Is it fancy?
It's fancy. It's all the
gorgeous.
things.
coming!
Decadent,
We have got
beautiful.
tables to sell. We've got tickets to sell.
When is
We just
this?
want everyone to come along. It's September the 26th at the
I'm going
Waldorf.
to find the fanciest dress.
Oh, God,
Yeah, you
yo,
have
you
to.
need to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got red carpet,
You got red carpet?
photos,
Okay.
goodie bags,
Okay.
entertainment.
Yeah.
It is, and the most incredible hosts.
I'll
It's
put a
gonna be
link
amazing.
down in the description.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And then
Come
you can,
along,
you can
support,
fundraise
and come and have a good time.
Come and kiki with all of us.
Yeah, we're all going to be there. It's going to be so much fun.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
ladies.
for inviting us
Thank
to be
you
here.
for having
Thank you.
We're all hugging.